All right, so we're going to get started on the air conditioner plumbing. Brian's already got the Vinegar SureFit kit condenser mounted on the core support. The condenser kit comes with the hard lines, or the Vinegar hose kit comes with hard lines that connect to the condenser if you want to come and look at this. So we're going to route the number 8 line comes off the top of the condenser, comes down underneath the core support and back into the engine bay. The number 6 high pressure line comes off the bottom of the condenser back into the underneath of the core support into the engine bay. And it actually, we've pulled the inner fender panel out so you can see where this number 6 hard line is going to go right in on the inner fender panel. The dryer will set back in here between the inner fender panel and the outer fender panel. So it's going to be kind of hidden back there, but I wanted to show you what those hard lines look like. The compressor, I had Brian rotate the compressor. This is the fill drain plug for the compressor. And on a 508 or 709 compressor, as long as that plug is in the upper 50% of the compressor, so there's the center line, and we're at 50% up, so we won't have a leakage problem there. The compressor was rotated so that plug was on top, which works fine, except for it put these 2 ports on the back of the compressor. The number 10 was right on top of the number 8, which makes it a little more challenging to plumb. So because we had the option to rotate this compressor 90 degrees, now we have our 2 ports coming out of the back of the compressor, and it looks like we can probably use 90-degree fittings to come down, 90-degree service port fittings to come down off of the back of that compressor. On the firewall here, Brian's already installed the bulkhead through the fresh air inlet that came with his Vinegar evaporator kit. So all of our hoses, our 2 refrigerant hoses and our 2 heater hoses are going to pass through those grommets into the evaporator. So, and then inside the car, Brian has already hung the evaporator. And I'll sneak in here so you can kind of see. Our hoses are going to route in through the fresh air intake in the firewall. They're going to come through this kick panel bulkhead here that's got grommets installed in it. So we're going to fish the hoses through there. 2 heater hoses, 2 refrigerant hoses, and then we're going to make connections. There's our high pressure connection on the evaporator for the AC. There's our suction side. And then the 2 heater fittings are actually on the back side. So next step for us, we're going to open our Pure Stealth AC kit. We're going to look at that briefly. And then we're going to start with fittings and start placing fittings where they need to go. So that'll be our next step.